Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie here, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's had a great Tuesday so far. It is just another upload, guys, bringing you all the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. It really does help get the video out there and get more eyes onto the channel, which can also lead to more subscriptions. So please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It is free and it'll really help me out. Get ever closer to hitting 3,000 subscribers. Hit that notification bell, and of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So yeah, what's been happening, guys, on today, Tuesday, the 25th of July? Firstly, let's just speak about the main news of the day, is that Leeds United's next signing looks set to be Newcastle United goalkeeper Karl Darlow. Darlow, who has been linked with Leeds for a little while now, but we did feel that the deal was not going to happen at one point, as he seemed like he was edging ever closer to a move to Bournemouth. But Fabrizio Romano shared today that Bournemouth have agreed a deal to sign an alternative goalkeeper. And then a few minutes later, he retweeted that with the news that Karl Darlow is expected to join Leeds United now, due to Bournemouth choosing another keeper. And then obviously Phil Haight, The Athletic, did report the same thing, saying that Leeds United are now in advanced talks with Karl Darlow and expect the deal to be done imminently. And of course, in true Leeds United fan base fashion, it's received a little bit of a mixed response. I, for one, look, would he have been my number one pick? No, I won't lie. But obviously there was Karl Darlow linked, there was Angus Gunn and Freddie Woodburn, or is it Woodman? I don't know. All linked. Now, I'd have been happy with either of them. Obviously, Karl Darlow is an experienced keeper. He's played in the Championship. He's played in the Premier League. He's played at a decent level. Obviously, there was a clip going around Twitter earlier of all of the shots that he faced whilst he was on loan at Hull last season. And yeah, look, he conceded some goals that were a little bit suspect. But I think every goalkeeper can be prone to conceding goals in that fashion. But what I do feel that Karl Darlow will bring, as I've already said, is that experience. And I think an experienced keeper is what we need. I think Illan Meslier has had some really good spells for Leeds, but also some really, really bad ones, especially over the last 18 months. So I think having an experienced head in the team like Karl Darlow will hopefully be able to settle the back line a little bit more as well, because I feel like a goalkeeper is only as good as the defence in front of him. Now, the defence definitely does need work. Obviously, Max Verber looks like he's set to go to Borussia Mönchengladbach on loan now. So for me, once Karl Darlow is signed, obviously, then that's Ampadu and Darlow through the door. I personally think we need a left back, a centre back, another midfielder, and a striker. Which one is next? Like, is more important to happen before Cardiff? For me, it's either the number 10 or a striker. Obviously, Yol Perot at Swansea. The valuation has been set by Swansea for him. It's about £15 million. For me, just pay it. You know, look, I know he's not played in the Premier League, so it might seem a lot to pay for a championship level striker, but he's proven he's scored about 41 goals in total in about 80 odd games in the championship, which averages out at about a goal every 2 games. The guy's proven, and for me, I would be throwing all that money at getting Yol Perot in. If we get him in, then that is a statement. That is a very, very big statement. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say it, and I agree. I think whoever gets Yol Perot in the championship, whether it's us, Leicester, Southampton, has got a very high chance of winning the league. So hopefully we can get that one over the line. Let's move on to Tyler Adams, who's been pictured today at the 23-24 media day up at Thorpe Park. He was pictured in the kit. He looked very good in the kit, if I must say so myself. And obviously, I shared a little clip on his Instagram story of him training at Thorpe Park. Thorpe Parch, sorry. He does look like he's training alone, obviously, as he's getting over his ankle injury. And he tagged it as saying back soon. Now, there's been a few reports circulating from, I'll be honest, not credible sources, but I thought I'd touch upon it just because sometimes I feel with stories like this that there may be an element of truth in it. But apparently, he's told Leeds United that he wants to leave and play at a higher level. But then everything that we're seeing from him and hearing from him says different to that. He was caught having a meal with Ethan Ampadu the other day, and someone said it at work, and it's right, really. Why would you be getting to know the new player? I know he kind of knows him anyway from Leipzig, but why would you be getting to know the new player like that if you were going? Why would you be being pictured smiling in the kit at the media day? And why would you be saying back soon whilst training up at Thorpe Park? If we can keep hold of Tyler Adams, I think it's, again, another big statement. I, for one, would love him to stay. And if he stays, he should get the armband for me. But yeah, look, hopefully Leeds can keep hold of not just Adams, but a lot of our prized assets as well. Speaking of prized assets, let's speak of Gnonto. Obviously being linked with Everton quite heavily over the last sort of week or two. Apparently Everton is still very much interested in Gnonto, and Sky Sports News were even reporting that obviously Leeds United had rejected a bid of about £15 million for Gnonto. The good thing with this, though, is that Gnonto does not have a relegation like release clause, and he doesn't have a loan clause in his contract either. So if anyone wants him, they'll have to pay the fee that Leeds United demand. I think, given the fact that we spent £4 million on him, people might think it's a lot, but I would value Gnonto at about 25 million. In all honesty, I think with that you'd be paying for potential. He's an Italian international as well. So all those things add up. And yeah, look, he had a great start to last season. After the World Cup, it kind of died off a little bit, but it was in and out of the team. There was different managers, etc. And apparently, he has got a bit of an attitude problem on the pitch. You could see that he was just moaning at refs all the time. So I understand why some people may not be bothered about him going, but I, for one, would want to keep him. I think if you have him on one side, you've got Cine on the other, maybe Ruta and the number 10. And if we get Yol Perot up front, that's just a very scary forward line for any championship defence, in my opinion. Crescencio Somerville as well is attracting interest from Crystal Palace. Obviously, Palace have now lost Wilfred Zaha to that team in Turkey. So yeah, obviously, it is obvious that teams will be interested in Cree. I was actually speaking about him with a lad at work last week, actually, and I was saying that I wouldn't be bothered about Somerville going. And then I watched him against Monaco, and my opinion slightly changed. I thought he was really good against Monaco, especially in that number 10. He's always wanting to go forward, always, on the front foot. He's pacey, technically quite a gifted young player as well. So if we can keep Somerville, then that's great. But I maybe kind of still stand by my opinion a little bit in that out of the forward players we've got, he isn't a player that I would be devastated about losing. If we lost Cine, if we lost Rute, if we lost Gnonto, I would be quite disappointed. Harrison's one that I expect him to go, but then again, he is injured at the minute. So is a team going to really want to pay his release clause for him? Leeds can only loan out one more player now, according to FIFA rules. You're only allowed to loan out 7 players overseas, and we've done 6, including Max Verber once that goes. So there's one more that can go. Hopefully, Jack Harrison does not have that loan clause in his contract. We need to start making money on our outgoings now, if and when they happen. And yeah, obviously, like I said at the beginning of the video, Kyle Darlow looks set to be our next signing. And hopefully, by the Cardiff game next week, we at least have either a number 10 or a striker in. Then that would be the ideal scenario for me, guys. It's not long till the season starting now. What is it? 10, 11 days? 11 days, I think. It's edging ever closer now, and I really can't wait for it to get started because it'll be more content, more things to talk about. Because on quiet days, guys, it is really hard for us content creators to get stuff out there. So I appreciate your patience with me getting uploads out there. Apologies for the lack of shorts as well. It's been really busy at work recently, so that's why I've not had time to get anything out. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this evening's upload. Really hope that you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please smash a like on the video. As I said at the beginning, it does really help get the video out there. Please subscribe if you are brand new as well. Hit that notification bell, and of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I will see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Cheers.